Slavery is over. Jim Crow is dead. When I go anywhere, I don't see any white-only signs. The great-great-grandson of a man born on a plantation stands before you today as a proud conservative Republican from Texas. Your school is welcoming Sharia law and Islamic doctrine.
Yes, there's a clear double standard.
A Texas student says his school has a massive religious double standard. Wesley Hunt heard exactly what was happening here, and he absolutely unloaded. Watch this.
I'll now recognize the other gentleman from Texas, my good friend, Mr. Hunt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Lopez, you're a 16-year-old sophomore at Wiley High School. Did you ever imagine that your high school in Texas, of all places, our great state of Texas, of course, would become a breeding ground for pro-Sharia material and Islamic conversation?
I would never imagine that we would have a hearing questioning the legitimacy of terror-linked organizations going to schools. I would never believe we would have this, but that's America we live in, and it's a sad situation.
Do you think there's an incongruency in the way you are treated as a Christian in your school, and the juxtaposition of that and the way that your school is welcoming Sharia law and Islamic doctrine?
Yes, there's a clear double standard.
It's a shame that we are here today, and I'm sorry that we have failed you, but this is why we have this caucus, because we're going to make sure that we get this right and everybody is treated fairly regardless of your race, religion, or creed. To some people in this room, what I'm about to say may sound a bit controversial, but it's not controversial because it's true. America is a Christian nation. We're founded upon Christian values. Our founders believed that our rights did not come from government, but they came from God. Those ideals shaped our institutions, our culture, our laws, and the very moral foundation and fabric of what I know is the greatest country in the world. Now, America is also a country that welcomes people from all backgrounds of every culture and faith. That's actually what is a part of our greatness. And as somebody like me that fought in combat to ensure that anyone could come to this nation and believe what they want to believe and believe in the First and Second Amendment rights, I welcome that more than you could ever believe, because I laid my life down on the line to ensure that that would happen. But let's be clear about something. Assimilation to American values and ideas matter.
Absolutely.
When we begin importing belief systems and cultural values that are fundamentally incompatible with the principles that build this nation, we should not be surprised when the social fabric begins to fray. Let me be clear. This is not hateful. This is not racist. This is not xenophobic. And I can show I'm not racist. I've been black for like my whole life, for like 44 years.
Wow, that long? Jeez.
I said that Sharia law has no place to usurp our Constitution in these United States of America, and especially in our schools, and especially in our public institutions. America's legal system is rooted in the Constitution and equal justice under the law, not religious extremism or parallel legal systems. We have learned from many of our colleagues on the left that this tends to be how they tack in this general direction. 10 Commandments, not allowed, bad. Islamic pamphlets, good. 10 Commandments, bad. Free Qurans in schools, good. 10 Commandments, bad. Understanding Sharia law, brochures, good. This is the hypocrisy that we Christian Americans are quite sick of. The same people who mock or marginalize America's founding values suddenly become deeply tolerant when the ideology in question is directed against Western traditions and institutions. Meanwhile, Sharia law is normalized and distributed to children in school, while expressions of traditional faith are treated like a threat. Here's how things should work. Math, yeah. Free Qurans? No. History? Yeah. Sharia brochures? No. Science? Yeah. Shahada cards? No. This is a very simple idea that should be understood by all Americans.
It should be, but
one of my best friends is a Muslim American, and he is a fighting Texas Aggie, but he actually sees himself as an American first and has fully embraced our culture and what it means to be an American. That's good.
Yep,
that's what we want. Guys. That's why we call this place a melting pot. I'm seeing a lot of talk from my colleagues on the left too, as we shift toward this reinvigorated talk about Jim Crow and the path to this country. And as someone who is a direct descendant of a slave, as someone whose great-great-grandfather was born on a plantation, I can assure you, slavery is over. Jim Crow is dead.
High
When
five.
I go anywhere, I don't see any white-only signs.
Right.
I don't, I promise you. I am a black man that represents a white majority district in Texas. The great-great-grandson of a man born on a plantation stands before you today as a proud conservative Republican from Texas, as a believer and follower in Christ, and as a believer in what this country can be if we allow equality for not just Muslim Americans, not just Buddhist Americans, but also Christian Americans like yourself. God bless you, young man. You give me a lot of hope for the future of this country. Thank you for having the courage. I yield back the remainder of my time.
Hey guys, yeah, I love this man when he speaks here. Understand this here. He speaks like how I don't really hear many people speak, specifically people who are like us, coming from our specific community, at least, right? And it's massively unfortunate because it's like, listen, get past whatever you're being told and look at your lived experiences generally, right? Like if you look at your lived experiences, you start to realize how much the victim nonsense basically falls off the map pretty fast here, because really, what have you experienced? All right. Like, what have you experienced that has happened in a way that you have dictated that is supposed to happen, rather than your actual lived experiences and what you consistently see happening around you? Which one is true and which one is false, right? The narrative falls apart pretty fast here. Understand this here. Listen, we are in fact, here, the United States of America. The United States of America is definitely, in fact, also a melting pot, all right? It is that. We are that. We represent kind of nothing but a hodgepodge, let's just say this here, a potluck, at least here, right? Of communities from all around the world here that have come together to share in one shared ideal, basically America. What has made people come here? It is our culture. It is our shared dream for the most part here, right? It is our drive. It is what brought us to where we are on the world stage right now, legitimately here, right? Most powerful country on earth here, richest country, history of the planet here, guys. So people come here for all of these legitimate things here. And I back the idea of immigration large scale here. The idea of illegal immigration, not so much here, because now we're dabbling into the realm of people who for the most part, who have no stake in our country and really technically only want to use us for economic migrancy to force remittance back to their country. They're coming here, they're working, and then sending money back to their country, not helping us really in any meaningful manner here, but sending money back to their country. Their country is getting so much money being sent back to them. It's actually starting to show up on their GDP. It shows up as remittance. Basically meaning that they come here, pilfer from American citizens who are trying to get jobs here, undercutting wages because they will take wages that are a lot less than the common typical American standard at times here, and then send that money back to their country, stay here illegally for 10, 20 years or so, while saving up money to basically build whatever they're building in their own country. They come in here with no stake in the country. They maintain their culture here, never attempt to even assimilate. They come here and they create little Mogadishu, little Mexico, little Koreatown, right? Chinatown, all of these things here that have nothing to do with our culture here, while completely never attempting to assimilate to what we do here. And that's not specifically beneficial, but for some reason the left loves the idea of that. But am I surprised that there is a subsect of society that is anti the idea of every single thing America has been, now that we're taking in so many people in an illegal manner who are refusing to assimilate? No, guys, this is nothing more than the erosion of our society, our culture, our way of life, and legitimately what has brought us to where we are here. Just to finalize this here, am I against the idea of immigration? No, I'm against the idea of any type of illegality, right? Because illegality generally is not a truthful and just way to do things here, right? So when you come into the country, am I expecting you to adhere to American culture, guideline, morals, ethics, etc.? No, I don't really think that, right? Because that's generally exactly what happens. Again, all of these little insert whatever country's name, right? That's not America. It's not our shared ideals. That's nothing to do with us. And we're allowing it to happen in all these like sanctuary, like blue state cities, guys. It's ridiculous. But either way, listen, guys, you guys have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime, guys, I'll go and catch you guys later.